You may be seated. Good evening. On behalf of the faculty, staff, administration, and board of directors, it is my pleasure to welcome you to the 15th annual New Day Charter School commencement ceremony. It is particularly gratifying for me to be able to welcome those whose success we are celebrating today, the class of 2018. Graduation is a time for celebration and for giving thanks. It is my hope that today's graduating class will consider this success as the first step in achieving greater success in the future. I also hope that you will recognize that this is a time for thanking those who have helped you reach this milestone in your academic career, your family and friends, your teachers, and all those who have contributed to your success, for it is success for them also. The road that lies ahead may not always be easy. There will be obstacles and roadblocks. Nothing worthwhile is easy, and that includes making the most of your future. This graduation shows how capable you are of accomplishing your goals when you commit to them. Take this accomplishment as an example of how anything is truly possible when you put your mind to it. A quote from the great Walt Disney, "All our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them." As you continue on life's journey, take each new problem with confidence. Know that you have achieved great heights and are equipped with the necessary tools to tackle your future. Congratulations. Thank you.
Students, families, honored guests, board members, and teachers, we're all gathered here today to celebrate these tremendous young men and women. But I want to begin by thanking our parents and families for the efforts that you have made to support your child's education. You are absolutely the most fundamental piece in the puzzle of academic success, and we appreciate you. Can we have a round of applause for our parents and our families sitting here? Parents from all of us at New Day Charter School, thank you for sharing your children with us and giving us the opportunity and the honor to teach them. I also think at times like these, it's important for us to take a moment to say thank you to the teachers and the staff who sacrifice so many extra hours, energy, effort, and sometimes sanity to push, pull, prod, beg, encourage, and support our graduates to ensure that they'll reach the finish line and that they're standing here today. I'm so grateful to have such a caring, dedicated, and student-focused staff. They've done absolutely amazing things for our students this year and have made light years of progress. Could I please get a round of applause for the New Day teachers and staff? Now back to the reason we're all here, our graduates. When I came to New Day, I didn't expect to know many, if any, of the students. However, it turned out that I've known many of our students for years, and I even had the privilege of teaching 3 of our graduating seniors in 6th grade. Some I had the pleasure of getting to know for the very first time this year. And I can say without a doubt that this is truly a special group of young people. Many of them have overcome tremendous obstacles to stand here today as proud graduates. Despite any differences these students may have, all of those sitting here share one thing in common. They didn't give up. They kept after it, even when at times it felt impossible, insurmountable, and unattainable. It's that tenacity, that perseverance, that grit that puts our graduates in good company. So I thought I'd take a moment to share some of the people whose company they are in. First of all, let me start with Colonel Sanders of KFC fame, who went to more than 1,000 places trying to sell his chicken recipe before he found an interested buyer. Thomas Edison, perhaps the most famous inventor of all time, tried almost 10,000 times before he succeeded in creating the electric light. The original business plan for what was to become Federal Express was given a failing grade on Fred Smith's college exam. FedEx, by the way, is now evaluated between 25 and 35 billion with a B dollars. So I can tell you this now, but your teacher's not always right, okay? Especially if they squash your dreams. So don't let anybody squash your dreams. You have a dream, you follow it. Sylvester Stallone had been turned down too many times to count by agents. Some say over 1,000 times he was turned down. He was down to his last $600 when he found a company that would produce Rocky. Ray Kroc, the late founder of McDonald's, knew this too. He said, "Nothing in this world can take the place of persistence. Talent will not. Nothing is more common than unsuccessful men with great talent. Genius will not. Unrewarded genius is almost a proverb. Education will not. The world is full of educated derelicts. Persistence, determination, and love are omnipotent." So my challenge for all our graduates today is to go out into the world with the same determination that got you here today. With every new challenge you face in this life, remember this feeling. The feeling you have right now. The feeling of accomplishment and success that comes at the end of the day from hard work and a job well done. Use that feeling to fuel you. And when times get tough, when you feel like you can't go on, when it seems impossible, insurmountable, and unattainable, know that you have the tenacity, the perseverance, and the grit to never give up and to push forward when times get difficult. Learn this, do this, and know that if you do, there is no dream in this life that you won't be able to turn into reality. And I believe that. And you need to believe it too. So at this time, I'd like to introduce Mr. Anders, Assistant Principal at the Mifflintown campus. He's going to introduce our speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Hicks. All that talk of KFC's got me a little bit hungry, but that's going to have to wait. These guys over here told me they want me to say anything because they just want their diplomas. So I'm just going to say a couple words, honestly. And Mrs. Jones, I'm going to apologize. As I was cleaning up my desk today, I found something on my desk that I was supposed to hand out the last day of school, and I forgot. So I'd like to take this time to do that, if that's okay with you and without you scolding me later. We have the Tree of Caring, one of the gift cards. I forgot to draw it. And lucky for me, the only two names that were on there for this month were Blake Arms and Jordan Shar. So if you two would come up here and join me real quick at the podium, I'd appreciate it. All right, guys, I'm going to make this really simple for you, okay? I'm going to put one hand behind my back. You have to choose one number between 1 and 10. What do you got, Jordan?
8.
Sir? I said I have one hand behind my back. And you can choose a number between 1 and 10. Let's try it again. Jordan. 4. 3. You're closest. So you get the gift card. It was a 2. All right. Now, Jordan, I don't want to go away empty-handed. I brought you one of my cherished beef sticks. Okay, so there you go. Beef stick. All right. Thanks, guys. You may be seated. I'm not sure Mrs. Fiscus introduced herself, but this is Autumn Fiscus, our CEO. She's new this year. She's doing an amazing job. Mr. Hicks, our principal, and as he said, I'm Jason Anders. I'm the assistant principal. I'm at the Mifflintown campus with many of the young men and women sitting to my right. It's been a privilege, guys. Before I actually introduce tonight's guest speaker, I'd like to take this opportunity to give thanks, and I think it's important to reiterate one more time. Thank you very much, parents, guardians, family, and friends, for joining us this evening for this special occasion. I'd also like to give thanks, as Mr. Hicks did, to the New Day Charter School teachers and staff for their dedication and commitment to the success of all of our students. This is just my opinion, and I've been in this business for almost 20 years. The staff, by far, is the most nurturing, caring, supportive with their approach to all of our students. Every single day, I find they do amazing things, and I'm very proud of them. They are second to none, and I think they deserve one more round of applause, please. So as I prepared to speak to you this evening, I had plenty of time to reflect on my first year as a principal and my first year at New Day Charter School. This might sound a little crazy, Mrs. Cutshaw, but what resonates most loudly in my mind are the words of our guidance counselor. She continually reminded me, and she still does, of how different we are at New Day. And she means different in a really, really good way. In her words, and these are Laura Cutshaw's words, we are different because we treat each other like family. And that's exactly what we do every day. We are a small family, and we take care of each other. But I have to remind her as well that not every day is rainbows and butterflies. But at the end of the day, we take the time to look after one another, and we genuinely care for each and every one of you. Last and most importantly, I would like to give thanks to our graduates for their hard work and effort to reach this important milestone in their lives. Graduates, you should feel quite proud of this accomplishment. I know I am proud of all of you, and I hope this is just the beginning of great things to come. I hope the time spent at New Day has been a positive one. Please remember that even though you are graduating and moving on, you can still depend on your New Day family for support in the future. We will be here for you, always. Again, thank you, Class 2018. You are my first graduating class, and you always have a special place in my heart and mind. It's been a memorable year. Congratulations on this proud accomplishment. Thank you. Now for our guest speaker. It gives me great pleasure to introduce tonight's guest speaker. He's a graduate of Chief Logan High School in Lewistown, Pennsylvania. He earned a Bachelor of Science degree in Education from the University of South Dakota. Following a very successful football career at South Dakota, he played professional football as a quarterback for the Washington Redskins, working for Hall of Fame coach Vince Lombardi. He earned his master's equivalency degree from the University of Minnesota, where he also served as a graduate assistant football coach. He obtained his principal and superintendent certifications from Penn State University. For most of his educational career, 27 years to be exact, he taught as an elementary phys ed teacher at Juniata Valley in Alexandria, Pennsylvania. He left Juniata Valley to become the high school principal at Mount Union, where he served for 4 years. After his stay at Mount Union, he returned to Juniata Valley, where he served as a high school principal for 4 years and the superintendent for 5 years. Throughout his educational career, he enjoyed coaching high school football, basketball, baseball, and track. He remains active in high school athletics, officiating track and field meets. In his spare time, he dedicates his time as a hospice volunteer and serves on the boards of Penn Highland Community College, Southern Allegheny Planning and Development Commission. He's the president of the Pennsylvania Association of School Retirees. And you guys probably don't know this, but he is the board president of New Day Charter School. He also enjoys spending time with his son and his 2 grandchildren. In the summertime, he enjoys riding his motorcycles and serving as a member of ABATES, which stands for the Alliance of Bikers Aimed Toward Education. It's a group dedicated to help promoting motorcycle safety and awareness. As a lifelong educator, he still finds a great deal of joy in helping kids and creating opportunities for them to succeed in life. And again, it's with great pleasure that I introduce our guest speaker, who just happens to be my former teacher, my former principal, my former superintendent. He's been an amazing mentor to me in my educational career. He's a dear friend of mine. Please welcome Mr. Jim Foster.
Well, thank you, Mr. Anders, for that wild introduction. I retired in 2011 with 41 years service and education, trying to help all these kids do better in life. And my biggest worry for this event was I hadn't had a suit on since 2011, and I was really sweating that my suit wouldn't fit. But praise to be, it did fit, and I made it. So I haven't had a suit on that long. I'm busy riding my motorcycles and I guess having retirement fun. So with that being said, I want to say, graduates, Parents, teachers, guests, and friends, tonight I have the honor of being your commencement speaker for your graduation. What a special night it is for you and for me. Each of you should be very proud of what you've accomplished. Today marks the end of one part of your life and the beginning of another. It's a ceremony for all of you to remember, a wonderful day of memories. If you ever enjoy life, now is the time to enjoy it. Every day when I get up, when you reach whatever age I am, I thank God every day I can still get out of bed and move. It's still a struggle to bend over, but I'm blessed to be able to get up. So every day, now is the time you should be thankful for. Not tomorrow, not next year. Today should always be our most wonderful day. Class of 2018, my message to you tonight is about the fundamentals that you need to be successful. What is that? Well, tonight is a turning point in your life. You've achieved your high school graduation, and now you begin the next big step. What can you do to attain what you want to achieve in life? In other words, what do you have to do to get from where you are tonight to where you want to be, and what do you have to do to attain that success? Well, throughout my life, I've been blessed, as I said, to have had some success, but believe me, I've had a whole lot of failure. So remember this, nobody's perfect. You'll hear me repeat words several times this evening, and I believe, because I wasn't the best of a learner in my day, words repeated are worth remembering. The first piece of advice that I'm going to give you is that from this day forward, from tonight, you take 100% responsibility for your life. One of the myths in today's society is that we are entitled to a great life, that somehow, somewhere, certainly not us, is responsible for filling our lives with continual happiness and success because we simply exist. But the real truth is that there's really only one person responsible for the quality of life that you're going to live, and that person is you. If you want to be successful, you have to take responsibility, 100% responsibility for your life, for everything that you do. This includes the level of your achievements, the results that you produce, the state of your health and physical fitness, your income, your debts, your feelings, everything. This is not easy because most of us tend to blame something outside of ourselves for parts of our lives we don't like. We tend to blame our teachers, our parents, our economic status. But whenever we look back, we know what the real problem is, ourselves. So look to yourself for the answer. You're the only one who can determine the quality of life and the course you take for success. You and no one else. It is you who creates the quality of life that you're going to have, no one else. To achieve all these things that are most important to you, you must accept 100% responsibility for your life. Nothing less will do. You have to give up all the excuses, all the reasons you can't. Give them up forever. Past is past. All that matters now is that you choose to take that 100% responsibility for your life. That's right. You choose. It's a choice. It is your choice from this day forward to take 100% responsibility for everything that happens to you. The next step to success, I feel, is to find out what our purpose is, what your purpose is. In other words, what do you want to do? Well, several years ago, I had the opportunity to visit Parris Island, South Carolina. For some of you, you may not know, but it's the basic training facility for the United States Marine Corps. And I'm sure when these young men and women volunteered, they weren't totally certain of what they wanted to do. I guarantee you this, having observed basic training, they know what their purpose is. Never having served in the military, I felt honored to be able to attend and observe this training for a week. I'm sure all branches of the military have this rigorous transformation of body and soul. And at the end of all basic training, there's a clear sense of purpose for all individuals. Throughout your high school tenure, you probably have researched some careers. Hopefully most of you have an idea what you want to do. But I think I can guarantee you this, it'll change many times. So you have to find out what your purpose really is. To have a purpose and to be on purpose means to do what you really want to do. You're doing what you are good at, and you're accomplishing what you really want to do. Live your dream, believe in yourself, discover your purpose. That's what's important. How do you discover what your real purpose is? Well, it has a whole lot to do with what brings you joy and happiness in life. It'll take some time to discover that, but once you discover it, while you're here, your entire life's focus should then be to achieve that purpose. To sum it up, figure out what you love to do as soon as you can. Then organize your life in figuring out how to make a living at it. After you decide what your purpose in life is, you have to decide where you want to be. In other words, what does success look like to you? One of the reasons most people don't get what they want is because they don't know what they want. So know what you want, believe in it, and go get it. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Now let me say that again. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. You must believe in your dream. Whatever your mind can perceive, it can come true. You get what you expect. As Mr. Anders mentioned in my introduction, I don't like to use the word I, but many years ago, I had the good fortune, I guess, to play football as a quarterback in the NFL for the legendary coach Vince Lombardi. And many of you probably don't know who he is, but I think you're all familiar with the Super Bowl, and the award for winning the Super Bowl is called the Lombardi Trophy after that Hall of Fame coach. Well, at practice, he was dictator is putting it mildly. That was a different era. So he made us, as a quarterback, for an hour and 15 minutes, throw 2 pass routes. You could throw them till your arm fell off, but he was such a perfectionist that they had to be perfect. And he made us practice this over and over and over and over again. Then, when we left, he said, you must see it in your mind. You have to see it as you sleep. Vision it being performed to perfection. And if you see that, see it in your mind, it'll happen. Because of that experience, I've learned that if you picture something and believe in it and practice it in your mind, it really can come true. It's just another piece of the reinforcement puzzle that says, if you believe, you can achieve. So believe in your dream, believe and see it come true. It will. Don't let anyone tell you you can't. Remember, you're in charge. You are in charge of you. If you believe that your dream is possible, you'll do all the things necessary to achieve that dream. If you don't believe it's possible, well, you won't do the things that are necessary to achieve it. All things are possible if we believe. Decide that you are capable of doing anything you want and start working toward it now. It's all about attitude. Some of you may or may not know who Jack Canfield is. But anyway, he wrote the book, and believe me, my list of book reads in my life are not very many. But he wrote a book called Chicken Soup for the Soul. And I got this piece from that, and I thought it was very amusing. He mentions an article about attitude, and a newspaper reporter was going to interview Ty Cobb. For those of you who know anything about baseball, Ty Cobb was an old-time baseball Hall of Famer. Now, when this newspaper reporter interviewed him, Ty Cobb was 70 years old. Then the reporter asked him, what do you think you would be hitting if you played these days? Now, you have to remember that Ty Cobb had a lifetime batting average of 367. It was amazing. He said, about 290 or 300. And the reporter said, well, that would probably be because of all the jet travel today, the new turf fields, more pitches, night games, right? Ty Cobb answered and said, no, it's because I'm 70. So that's what's called believing in yourself and a true attitude. So whatever you believe, you can achieve. Believing in yourself is more important than knowledge, training, or schooling. You hear that? Believing in yourself is more important than just about anything. 20% of all millionaires in the United States don't have a college degree. Bill Gates dropped out of Harvard and didn't finish. Of course, we know he's one of the wealthiest men in the world. Also, former president back in the day, Dick Cheney, dropped out of college. So remember, you can really start from anywhere and create a successful life if you believe. Believe in yourself and in your dream. Remember, what others think about you, none of your business. If having others believe in you was a requirement for success, most of us never accomplish anything. You need to base your decisions about what you want to do on your goals, your dreams, and your desires, not the goals, desires, opinions, and judgments of others. Quit thinking about what other people will think about you, and follow your heart. The world doesn't pay you for what you know. It pays you for what you can do. Doesn't pay you for what you know. Pays you for what you can do. So believe in your dream, believe in your purpose, and take action. In my years of teaching, coaching, and being an administrator, what separated, I guess you can say, winners, it's not really losers, people from better ones from average or whatever. What separated, I have it written here, winners from losers, is that winners take action. They do what has to be done. They work out more, they study harder, they gain more knowledge, and they just do what's necessary. To be successful, you have to do what successful people do. They take action. They create a momentum that will finally produce what they expect. You have to be willing to pay the price. Achieving your dream, believe me, is not easy. Behind every great achievement is a story of education, training, practice, discipline, and sacrifice. You have to be willing to pay the price. Achieving your dream, or getting from wherever you are to where you are here tonight to where you want to be, means paying the price. Part of paying the price is the willingness to do whatever it takes to get the job done. You have to tell yourself that you're going to get your dream accomplished no matter what it takes, no matter how long it takes, no matter what comes up. It's a done deal. You're responsible for the results you get. You can achieve your dream. No excuses. Just go do it. The path to your dream isn't easy. Along that road, you'll experience rejection, and you'll receive a whole lot of no's. Don't let those no's discourage you. Rejection's a way of life. Look at being rejected as a learning experience and profit by it. Analyze it, make the most of the situation, and move on. Don't let anything get in your way of achieving your purpose. And finally, take action. Who wants this? You have to do something. Who wants this, class? You still have to do something to get it.
Take action! Get it!
It's that easy. What do you have to do? Short of embarrassing somebody, I've only used this phrase once, but I think everybody will understand. Get off your ass and do something. That's what happened. It's a reward. So what did he do that nobody else did? He took action. He did what was necessary to get the money. This is exactly what you have to do to achieve your dream and to be successful. So take action. Live your dream. Be everything you want to be. How many of you thought about getting up and taking the money but then stopped yourself? I could see a whole bunch of you there. You didn't really know what to do. Some of you probably said, I don't want to look like I needed it or I wanted it. I really wasn't sure if you were going to give it to me, or I was setting back too far, or I was afraid of doing something wrong and people would judge me or laugh at me. Whatever you said to yourself to keep you from getting out of your seat and coming forward is the same thing that you say to yourself, or the same things that will stop you from achieving your dream. Don't hold back. Move forward. Tonight is your night. From this day forward, achieve your dream. Just go for it. Be everything and anything you ever dreamed of. I hope all of you achieve your dream and believe in yourself. We and your teachers and staff and all these people who have worked with you believe in you. You may, or probably not, notice this pin that I wear. Now, this is a legacy. I've been doing this for 40 years. It kind of looks, I've had people say, well, that looks like a marijuana plant. And I said, yeah. Well, they must think I'm a supporter of medicinal marijuana, but however, it is not that. It is a picture, it is a pin of a starfish. Starfish, okay? And I would like to share the story of the starfish with you. And I have one of these, by the way, as a keepsake of tonight's special night, so everyone can have it. Every day, an old man walked on the beach with a pail, picking up a starfish that had been washed up by the tide and throwing them back into the sea. One day, a young boy stopped and asked the old man and said, "Why do you throw those starfish back? It doesn't matter. They will only wash up on shore again tomorrow." The old man picked the starfish out of the pail and threw it as far as he could in the sea and replied, "It mattered to that one." And I would like to leave this with you. If during your travels throughout this life, you can make a difference in just one person's life, it's all worth it. Congratulations, class of 2018. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to give you a message, and have a safe and wonderful night and future, and bless the class of 2018. Thank you.
Well, I appreciate that so much. And when Mr. Anders was doing the introduction, that list of things that everybody glazes over, that man is known success. So listen, that can be you. That could be any one of you. You just have to believe it, and you have to work hard. So you couldn't hear it from somebody that lived it. You need an example. There it is. Go do it. I get the opportunity now to introduce our first student speaker, and that student speaker is a former 6th grade student of mine. And as I introduce her tonight, I am bursting with pride. And I'm not just saying that. Her intelligence and her talent were evident even as an elementary student. Her acting skills, I was going to play the video of the Fox at Mapleton, but I didn't. You guys can look it up on YouTube later if you want to. When she arrived at summer orientation this year, I was so happy to see her making the choice to finish school. You have no idea. She seemed a little nervous, but she was determined to graduate. And here she stands 10 months later, a graduate, ready to take on the world. Thank you, Tierney Smith, for being willing to speak today and for making the commitment to graduate, having the persistence to follow through. We're all so proud of you.
Thanks. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. By the way, Mr. Hicks, it was the wolf.
Oh, it is. The wolf at Mapleton. Good too.
Our 35th president, John F. Kennedy, once said, "Every accomplishment starts with the decision to try." None of us would be graduating here today if we had not tried. So there it is. We tried, therefore we achieved. That feeling that we are feeling standing here today is pride. I know it is a little overwhelming. I want you to know that even as we grow older, that feeling will never go away. Today it is graduating. Tomorrow it could be your first job, buying your first house, the first time you hold your child or children, or the moment you say "I do," you will always feel pride. So to my family, I hope you are as proud of me as I am of myself. And thank you for pushing me and allowing me to stand here today with joy in my heart. To my husband, thank you for standing by me and loving me unconditionally. To my teachers, thank you for helping guide me to my path. To my fellow students, I am proud of you, and I hope that you are proud of yourselves. Most importantly, to my daughter, Brooklyn, shoot for the moon, but remember the journey may be rough. Congratulations, class of 2018. We did it.
Very nice job, Tyranny. I'd like to introduce our student speakers from the Mifflintown campus. The first student, they're going to come up together, right? This is a okay, duet. There we go. The first one is Stephanie Dieter. Stephanie's been a student at New Day for 3 years. She is currently employed at Arby's, one of my favorite places, Steph. After graduation, her future plans are to pursue a post-secondary degree at Shippensburg. And our second student is Trevor Krautheim. Trevor has actually just started this year at New Day. He's brand new, just like me. He's currently employed at Perkins. After graduation, his future plans are to pursue a post-secondary degree in occupational therapy. And I'd like to introduce them as the 2018 prom king and queen. Come on up, guys.
Did you ask him to move that?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Maybe. There we go. Okay. First of all, we would like to thank students, teachers, and family who were able to be here tonight. We would also like to thank all students, teachers, and staff at New Day Charter School for making this a home away from home, and for not being just a school, but a family. We all have someone to thank for their support, whether it is a friend, family member, a teacher, or someone who just didn't give up on you when you wanted to give up on yourself. When quitting seemed like the easier option, we can thank ourselves for all hope we had to get here. We have all struggles and challenges we dealt with in and out of school. We have accomplished more than just graduating. For now, we know our strengths and how we can flourish into who we want to be after today.
There is a universal truth we all have to face whether we want to or not. Everything eventually ends. As much as I have looked forward to this day, I have always disliked endings. Last day of summer, the final chapter of a great book, parting ways with a close friend. But endings are inevitable. Leaves fall, you close the book, you say goodbye. Today is one of those days for us. Today we say our goodbye to everything that was familiar, everything that was comfortable. We are moving on, but just because we are leaving, and that hurts, there are some people who are so much part of us, they will be with us no matter what. They are our solid ground, our North Star, and the small yet clear voices in our hearts that will be with us always. As we enter the next chapter of our lives, just know that you came this far, so please do not stop moving forward. Dreams may change and life may happen. So it's not about having the world, but creating a world you want to be in. For it's the ones who think they can change the world who end up doing it. I want everyone to remember later on in life, all the good and even the bad from school. Remember what it has taught us.
Because after today, we can see how this has all been one memorable journey. Good luck, class of 2018. Good luck in your pursuit of continuing the journey after high school. Thank you for all coming tonight.
Good evening and welcome to the 2018 graduation. We are going to get ready now and present diplomas. We had 29 students actually graduate with this class. Not all the students were able to be here tonight, but I will read all the names. Would the first row please stand? Blake Allen Arms. Stephanie Sarah Dieter. Callista Janae Irwin. We have an honorary graduate, Trevor Daniel Ferguson, we'd like to remember. Dustin Michael Forshey. Danielle Elizabeth Foltz. Ethan Scott Gesper. Willow Alyssa Grazier. Would the second row please stand? Christopher James Hatch. Jared Michael Hatch. You know, to give these students credit, we practiced 5 minutes before this started, so let's give them a round of applause. Bailey Alana Heskett. Chase James Hicks. Tabitha Arlene Eisenberg. Trevor Michael Krautheim. Lydia May Leonard. Jacob Jan Leidig. Hayden Scott Madden. Darren Nathaniel Richardson. Would the third row please stand? Nicholas Anthony Sasso. Jordan Allen Shar. Molly Jean Slater. Tierney Anna Mae Smith. Jared Lau Snavely. Matthew Russell Snyder. Erica Taylor Wirtz.
All right, we're almost done. It's the most important part, okay? Don't mess it up. Class of 2018, please rise. Can I say how proud I am of the way that they rise? I mean, it was immediate. We practiced the rise, and it was beautiful is what it was. That just shows what kind of group of people you are. You're fantastic. I'm proud of you. You did a nice job this year. It is my, let me do that again. It is my great honor and pleasure to present to you the class of 2018. All right. Get your video cameras ready. They're going to move their tassels. On 3. Everybody ready? Okay. This is a milestone. This makes it official. 1, 2, 3. There it is. Well, parents, if you would, and families, honored guests, if you would please join us outside for a photo op and the tossing of the caps. Afterward in the gym, we'll have light refreshments, more opportunities for pictures, and we'll do a final viewing of our graduation video. So if you would, our class will head out, and if you would follow out into the parking lot to celebrate with us. Oh, and by the way, Darren's buying ice cream afterward, he said. I've heard that through the grapevine. Lead the way. Yeah. Come on, Darren.